Title: The Spirit of the Clear Sky and the Spirit of Dark Clouds. The human mind resembles the sky. A pure and transparent mind is like a clear sky without a single cloud, while a wicked and criminal mind is like a sky covered with dark clouds. Just as we feel peace and joy when we behold a clear sky, true happiness can arise within the human soul when the heart is pure. Conversely, just as a sky covered with dark clouds feels dark and stifling, a soul occupied by an evil heart becomes imprisoned in misery and anxiety. Happiness is the fruit of true life, that is, the phenomenon of life itself, so a soul without true life cannot produce genuine happiness, no matter how much it possesses of secondary or instrumental values, such as money, power, or physical pleasures. True life must first be present before happiness. The manifestation of that life can occur. Happiness is a living, life-spirited reality. The condition for happiness: a clear mind. A clear sky can only form when there is sunlight. In the same way, the human soul can only attain true clarity when it is illuminated by the light of the Creator, the great life, the great conscience, and the one who created the human conscience. Without the Creator, it is impossible for human beings to make their hearts completely pure on their own. Just as a sky without light inevitably falls into darkness, so a soul without the presence of the Creator inevitably becomes dark and impure. For a soul that does not yet know the Creator, its own conscience may serve as a substitute for forming a kind of sky. However, this is ultimately incomplete and bears flaws and weaknesses. The human conscience, when separated from the Creator, differs from person to person, religious group to religious group, political faction to political faction, nation to nation, and state to state, creating confusion over what true conscience really is. Indeed, even the wicked insist that their evil hearts are conscience and law. Yet, in the essential sense, true conscience does indeed exist. The danger of the spirit of dark clouds. The spirit of dark clouds is the spirit of evil and the spirit of death. Evil means the element that destroys life. If evil gains even the slightest foothold, the soul can no longer maintain clarity. True happiness cannot arise, and whatever happiness exists will vanish. Nevertheless, many people live deceived by the false belief that, as long as one has money and power, one can be happy. As a result, although they may appear outwardly prosperous, they are inwardly filled with dark clouds. Furthermore, when such values permeate an entire society and nation, the very spiritual sky of that nation becomes shrouded in darkness. Self-examination and social examination. Therefore, we must ask ourselves, is there no spirit of dark clouds in my soul right now? Is the society and nation I belong to not being ruled by the spirit of dark clouds? When we answer these questions honestly, the beginning of change opens. For the preservation of true life and the maintenance of happiness, we must never leave the spirit of dark clouds. Unchecked, it must be removed. This is the process of hating evil, driving out the spirit of death, and welcoming the light of the Creator into the soul. Conclusion: a clear sky never comes into being by chance. It is possible only through continual self-examination, the purification of the heart, and a right relationship with the Creator. When an individual's soul becomes clear, the family becomes clear. When the family becomes clear, society becomes clear, and when society becomes clear, the nation becomes clear. What we must all do right now is to first clear the sky of our own souls. That is the path to true happiness, and the way to save both society and the nation.